I'm excited for this video because I'm going to show you how to handle being ugly. This is probably going to be a part 1 because this is kind of my niche, you know what I mean? Having this mindset, it really changes your perception on things. And I feel like having this mindset brings you true confidence and true self-worth, because let's be real, unless you about to get plastic surgery, there's no way out. There's no way out of not being the beauty standard. So here we go.
We made it to 2023. I personally can't believe it. I feel like we've just been in a never-ending, version of Final Destination. I feel like with every year since 2020, I've, escaped death in so many different ways. I'm trying to be grateful for everything. I can be a Debbie Downer sometimes, and I'm trying to work through that. And I'm very grateful for this day. It's gloomy and raining, which is literally my vibe. It's just one of my favorite kind of weather vibes. It's 50 degrees Fahrenheit in the beginning of January, which is concerning. But, what am I going to do? Also, this isn't cold brew, for anyone who's wondering. I'm quite disappointed myself. The place next to me doesn't have cold brew. I'm just what are you good for? Anyway, so I was spending the holiday season with my good friend Miriam. She came to visit me out here in Philly from Toronto. We both were raised Muslim, and so, we don't celebrate Christmas or anything. Usually I just spend that time by myself out here in Philly, while, all my friends are with their family or, traveling or celebrating or doing whatever they do. When Miriam first got here, we were catching up and, talking about things that we love and, creators that we love. We talk about lip gloss and how much we love her and how much we miss her and just how great her content was and how much her content made us feel seen, And funny enough, when Miriam was in the bathroom, I get a TikTok notification that Lip Gloss posted a new video. I literally screamed. The scream, I scrumped, I was really, really, really excited. So I click on the notification and open up the video to be greeted by her camera pointing down at the ground, I believe, with a block of text that reads, I already told y'all months ago that I'm doing school. No more content from me. So just let me be. My goal is not to be on this app, and that's okay. I just want to be happy off the phone. Let me do that. Best of luck to y'all. XOXO. Part of me was obviously disappointed. This was clearly not the comeback that I thought I was getting when I saw the notification. But another part of me was very proud. Yes, girl. We applaud the self-preservation and the self-care and, the willingness to put her peace of mind first and not, burn herself out for the content. If anything, I just wanted to give her a hug and tell her, you're doing great, sweaty.
You don't have to answer this because this is an annoying artist question. But I just can't help wondering, what's with the antlers on the cover art?
Oh, yeah, no, that's cool. No, I like that. I mean, it's a whole thing. It is a whole thing. It's not
a random accessory.
It's not a random accessory. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, the whole look for this whole album cycle was based around the Baphomet figure, which is the half goat, half human, winged figure that is usually used as the Illuminati, but it's it's actually a figure that's a part of the Satanic Church, but it's also a figure that stands for duality and represents duality. And because it's half human, half animal, half winged, but it has legs and has hooves, it has that's grotesque to a lot of people, but really it's kind of there to represent that duality of all, And me being myself and sitting at a lot of these like intersections, like being black and being queer and being non-binary and like just all the like, being mentally ill, just like all the like little intersections that I sit at, I feel like to some people, I'm not gonna say all people, but like to some people, I present as grotesque as like the Baphomet because of all the intersections that I sit at. And so yeah, and so that's kind of like why I adapted like my own version of that. Like, I wanted to make it my own. Like, I don't have like the wings, but like I have the hooves, but like I don't have goat horns, but I have like antlers. So like I wanted it to like be like my own version of it.
Oh, yeah. I get that now.
If you're not familiar with Lip Gloss is known for her YouTube and TikTok content, but she experienced a lot of virality on TikTok specifically. Some of her content was funny and carefree, but a lot of it was her speaking on her experiences as a darker complected, unambiguously black young woman with 4C hair. The things that she would speak on were things that a lot of black women or people who are socialized as black women could relate to. But these things and the way that she would approach them were not necessarily, with much tact. It was a little crass, and she was more kind of like the personification of kind of like those inner demons, but also not in a pestering way. It was almost like she became the demon to eradicate the demon, When Lip Gloss would speak about feeling ugly, nappy, and dusty, it was never from a place of self-pity. It was always extremely clear that Lip Gloss understood the world around her. She's aware that the universally set standard of beauty was created to keep her out. And what was wonderful about Lip Gloss is that she literally didn't care. And she wasn't going to internalize that or cry about it. She's seen so many women who looked like her hop on that metaphorical hamster wheel of trying to attain that standard of beauty, but never really fully reaching it. When Lip Gloss calls herself ugly, she doesn't believe that she's ugly. She's just simply aware of the societal standards that wants her to believe that she's ugly. And she's kind of playing along in like a very like tongue-in-cheek type of way, which was really incredible to see.
I think this woman proves that the entire world is intimidated by black women that do not conform to societal norms. I believe Lip Gloss proves that the entire world, including black men, can see an unwavering black woman and try to figure out ways that you can get her to wave. And intellectually speaking, she just gives psychoanalysis that make hit dogs holler because you realize you implicated in the texturism and the colorism or whatever analysis she's giving. She makes simple, profound analysis, right? She said, I only pull white boys when I have my natural hair, and I know black dudes, but I ain't tripping. It's obvious her acknowledging that black dudes ain't trying to rock with her with the natural hair, that ain't the issue. Her saying that she ain't tripping, it was the issue. I agree with her. And what's crazy is I watch enough of her content to know she ain't with that symbolic shit like that. So me trying to give her flowers while she here, that might not mean much. But I know this is a video saying, hey, I see you, keep on doing your damn thing, and please don't change for nobody. I know I have to tell you that, but just telling you anyway.
Lip Gloss is not really seen as a sympathetic character, nor does she want to be seen as a sympathetic character. But how does one interact with a black woman who you can't pity, you can't sexualize, and you can't exploit? I guess we could just listen to them. Like, I guess we could just believe them when they talk about their experiences and, heed that information and make sure that we aren't perpetuating, harmful, oppressive norms. Or we just can be like really mean and aggressive to them. Because God forbid that a black woman is the one who's reminding us that white beauty standards have us all in a chokehold. There's that common saying, don't drink the Kool-Aid, which is referring to the Jonestown Massacre in the 80s, back in South America. Nearly 1,000 people was killed via poisoned Kool-Aid in this cult commune started by Jim Jones. And a lot of the members, willingly drank it under the request of their leader after he was being pressured by the government. But it's widely seen as, everyone in the cult willingly drank the Kool-Aid. But not a lot of people talk about that, the ones that didn't willingly drink the Kool-Aid, because there was a lot of speculation that something was off within the community. A lot of people did not willingly drink the Kool-Aid. And the ones that willingly didn't drink the Kool-Aid was simply killed with syringes of cyanide. And in a lot of ways, this is kind of what it feels like being an oppressed person trying to challenge oppressive norms, right? Like sometimes challenging oppressive norms is more dangerous than it is valiant, especially when so many people thrive on them, even people who are victim to them. The height of Lipgloss's popularity was when she literally became burned at the stake for a video that she made talking about the consequences and consolation prizes of her fully embracing her unstretched natural hair. And the key word here is unstretched, because untreated, chemically or not, 4C hair has never been the face of the natural hair community or the natural hair movement that, was really made popular in the last decade. Lipgloss points this out in the video and, tells everyone that she's embracing her natural unstretched 4C hair and how unstretched natural 4C hair isn't unhealthy. It's not dry. It's not unhealthy. It's not all of these, things that people with 4C hair like myself have been told. I myself have even started divesting from putting too many fucking oils in my hair because it doesn't do what we were told that it's supposed to do, right? Because we were told that just the natural texture of our hair is dry, when actually the oils was just weighing my hair down. Also, in the midst of that same video, she makes a flippant and kind of hilarious comment about how she's only able to pull white boys when her hair looks like that. It was done so fast in the video that, literally when I first watched it, I didn't even realize, that it happened, And that one little part of the video is what ruffled so many people's feathers, especially that of the Black male community. And before I move forward, please, I do not mean all Black men. I know all Black men don't think like this. Don't come for me, okay? Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. No, we're not Black men haters over here. I don't want to hear that shit. Okay, let's as the kids say, BFFR. Let's use some nuance. Let's read between the lines, okay? Hashtag not all Black men. This ruffled a lot of feathers. So much so that a man took it upon himself to make a fake Hinge account using her pictures to prove that Black men will swipe right or whatever. I don't know how Hinge works. And I guess he tracked his findings and put it on Twitter for everyone to see, just to prove her wrong, to debunk the claim that she can only pull white man with unstretched 4C hair, even though it was literally a joke. Now, I'm not able to verify if the man who made the fake account and put it on Twitter was a Black man, because now the account has been suspended. But a lot of the men who was agreeing with him and egging on this really disgusting little science project were Black men. It was really weird to me because it was just what did he gain? What did any of these men gain by trying to prove her wrong? I've seen so many white women who are yeah, I pull so many Black men with this ass, or, this hair, or these lips, or these, insert thing that Black women actually already have. And no one is ever like on guard willingly ready to disapprove this. Mostly because they probably believe them. And let me tell you this, in defense of lip gloss and probably what she meant. White people don't understand Black hair. And no, I don't mean all white people. I've seen the white people who be posting all their Black clients and blah, 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 and talking about inclusion, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like, we get it. You know how to do Black hair. But there have been so many times in my life where it's just been so painfully obvious that white people don't even understand the basics of Black hair, especially 4C hair. Little story time. I had a photo shoot with my producer to promote my last album. When I arrived to the shoot, I had my hair in a quick twist out. And, when I tell you that it was in a twist out, it wasn't, one of those like really good, juicy, defined, twist out. The ones I'm talking about, the ones you see on like Instagram. No. These were, the thick, undefined, quick twist that you see on the heads and pickaninny dolls that you see hanging on the walls of truck stops in the middle of the South, in the middle of the Deep South, I should say. If you know, you know. I've toured a lot in this country, and I've seen some things. Needless to say, the twists were completely utilitarian. And they were only in my head because I wanted to wait to pick it out into a fro for the photo shoot once I got to the studio. When I arrived to set, I started doing my makeup before I started doing my hair. And my white cis head producer comes up to me while I'm doing my makeup and compliments my hair. And I turned to him almost ready to fight until I saw in his face that he genuinely was complimenting my hair. And my initial instinct to assume that he was making fun of my hair was not because of, an internalized hatred for my natural hair, but mostly because he's seen my hair styled in ways that I deem acceptable for myself. And it was in that moment that what I deem acceptable didn't matter to him because he didn't understand how my hair worked, or even how it's supposed to look, or what we deem acceptable for this type of hair. And, maybe he genuinely liked my hair best in that way. In fact, I'm almost sure of it, because after he complimented my hair, I go, thank you, but it's, not ready. This is not the final look, And, he humbly and nicely goes, well, I like it like this as well. But with that being said, there ain't no damn way that a Black man would have said that. And I'm not even insinuating that, a Black man would immediately make fun of my hair in that state, even though that would be a real possibility. Don't get me wrong. I just have a feeling that a Black man would, at the very least, assume that my hair wasn't ready, especially if he already had a sense of my normal hair grooming patterns. Now, if I normally just wore my hair in really thick, undefined, twist outs, out and about, and that was just a part of my personal style, sure. But it's not. With that said, though, there's definitely a history of white people over policing Black people's hair, right? Like, this is nothing new, especially at school and the workplace. Like, these are still problems now. But hair discrimination from white people is rooted in assimilation, right? It's not rooted in what they already know about our hair or what they know that our hair is able to do. However, when Black men and other Black people discriminate against natural hair, it's rooted in desirability, which is rooted in white beauty standards, which was created by white people to promote assimilation. Whew, that was a lot. It's like an oppressive human centipede. It's really disgusting. Anyway, glad I can clear up that little misunderstanding that potentially ruined a young woman's life. Now, one little comment effectively made lip gloss a scapegoat. After the debacle, she basically disappeared from the internet, only to return to remind people that she's not coming back. And why was she? You can nuke my heart like a microwave. It might be warm, but it can't be made back to its original state. I'm quite used to being sad and soggy all the time. You may be completely off my mind and it still ache, but I'll just sleep it away. I released an album early last year called Heterosexuality. On the cover, I'm dressed as a half animal, half human figure inspired by the Baphomet. And from what I can gather about the Baphomet, because I'm not in the Satanist religion, but the Baphomet, you know, a lot of people think is a demon, but really it's a demonized figure and not so much a demon or even an evil entity. The Baphomet is half man, half woman, half animal, half human. You know, it has wings, but also has hooves. But it comes off as grotesque. And in a lot of ways, you know, being someone who sits at so many intersections, I felt like I could relate to that. I feel like in a lot of ways, I am a demonized figure, simply just because of how I was born. And off the bat, I want to make it clear that I'm not a Black woman. I identify as non-binary. And I don't feel like it would be correct or even productive to try to correlate my experience with lip glosses to a T. However, I do know what it feels like to be bound by intersections in a world that lacks intersectionality. I also know what it feels like to have people resort to bad faith when they don't fully understand me or are fully able to relate to me. And I also know what it's like to be locked out of set beauty standards. And, you know, not in just one way, for both masculine and feminine beauty standards. Much like lip gloss, I made the decision to step away from social media. I'm trying out this YouTube thing because it feels like a more substantial way of getting my thoughts out, as opposed to just like tweeting out my half-baked thoughts into the void. But honestly, who even knows the longevity of this? 2022 was the hardest year of my life, and I've seen some hard times. And it wasn't even bad in a sense that I went through a lot of bad things. Like, actually, a lot of good and cool things happened this year. But 2022 was just consistently strenuous. I felt like Sisyphus. I felt like I was just giving away so much of my energy because I felt like I had to, when really no one needed it or wanted it. And even the ones that wanted it probably didn't deserve it. And you know what? We didn't deserve lip gloss.